Morning, friends. I'm obviously home today. I'm going to croak my way through this, let you know what you're going to do today, and maybe tomorrow if I'm not feeling any better. So, we're still working on our monologues. And a lot of the times, my beginning students tell me, I just can't memorize this. But you can, and there are actual tricks and ways to do it. So, what we're going to work on now is moving into the memorization section of your monologue. So, the first thing you need to do before you do anything else is type and format the most recent draft of your monologue. You can make changes as you're going. We're still in rewrites, even as we're learning this. So here's how I'd like you to format it. You're going to take it out of your superhero document and make it a document of itself. SH monologue, superhero monologue with your initials. Easy. Then I want you to format it in such a way that first of all, you indent a few inches in so that you have white space over here. Oh, look, I think I have a pen I can show you. Okay, so you have white space in here. That way you can write some comments on it later as we're working. Then I want you to divide it into about 5-line sections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sometimes the right answer is 4, sometimes it's 6. It should express kind of a complete thought in one little beat. So here we have, thank you. So all right, first of all, the guys around here are total losers, all right? So my friend Gina sets me up with her brother's friend Tommy, right? I don't know Tommy. There's your first 5. Then do another 5. I'm like, who's Tommy? She's like, he's nice. I'm like, he sounds like a loser just because of the name. I've never met a Tommy with a job. So there's the beginning of it. So you want to set the whole thing up in 5 lines. And I went down throughout this document and did, oops, no, it's not a pen anymore. And went through and just did kind of 5-line stuff through the whole thing. If you want to divide it, you can draw lines, whatever works for you. So you've done that first. Then, before you do anything else with the monologue, I want you to watch a video on some ideas about how to memorize lines. I pulled a video for you by this guy. You might remember his face. He did some vocal stuff with us earlier in the year. I think he's a really good teacher, and I think his tips make a lot of sense. I probably watched about 10 of these videos, and I thought this one, for me anyway, it connected. If after you watch the whole thing you think he's full of it, Google how to memorize lines as an actor, and you'll get tons and tons of videos. And if there's another one you want to use, that's fine. It's good to watch these if you find that none of the tricks are working. But obviously, this is something that's a challenge for a lot of people because there's tons and tons of videos on it. Then divide your monologue into 5-line sections. Well, we've done that already. Try 2 different memorization tricks. I'm going to say take 2 from his video. One of his tricks is line at a time, and one is called wrote, and indicate that on the monologue. So the first section, I'm going to use his line at a time. So we're all doing this. Okay. So all of you do line at a time for your first 5. And then for the second 5, you want to do rote memorization. Now, I've told you before, my brain thinks in color. So when I do something like this, I would, highlight each section in a certain color. I don't know why, but it helps my brain learn things. So that's up to you. But I think the color thing works. So then you get to work. You're going to work on line at a time. I'm going to do what he said, which is basically take one line, memorize it, and add another line, memorize it. Add the next line, memorize it until you've got a whole section. So do that. And then what you're going to do is go down to the very end of your document, and you're going to make a reflection section. So you're going to go into just at the very end of your monologue, write line at a time, and then give me your thoughts. Did that work for you? Is that easier than you thought it would be? Is that the way you already memorize lines? Just give me some kind of reflection there. Then you go back and do the whole thing again with his technique for rote memorization, which he explains comes from a great acting teacher called Sanford Meisner. So you're going to go back and you're going to do it by rote and do exactly what he says. Rote is basically no expression. Don't even think about the content of it. Just remember the words. I'm like, who's Tommy? She's like, who's nice? I'm like, he sounds like a loser just because the name. I've never met Tommy with a job. Don't put any emotion to it. In line at a time, you're really thinking about the emotion as you're learning it. In rote, you're just memorizing words. And I have 8 seconds left. So I'm going to leave you there for now, hopefully. I'll see you tomorrow. And this should give you enough to get